NaNoWriMo's coming. NaNoWriMo's coming. 50,000 words in a month? Are you mad? Insane? Nuts? Well, yes. Yes, I am. But don't worry, I got you covered. Today, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you prepare for the coming National Novel Writing Month. Good evening, collective of insanity. Welcome back to my channel. I am the awesome Tim Green. I write under the pen name T Green, and yes, NaNoWriMo is coming. It is the 4th of September. That means we are a mere 57 days away from National Novel Writing Month. We gotta get ready. We have to prepare, and today we will do that. But before we get started, let me just explain National Novel Writing Month, or as the abbreviation people like to call it, as NaNoWriMo. The month of November is National Novel Writing Month. So there's a contest, challenge, whatever you want to call it, for the 1st of November through the 30th of November, where the goal is to write 50,000 words. One of the reasons why National Novel Writing Month exists is to help aspiring authors join in and start to practice writing every day, because it's one of the most common pieces of advice there is. So that's why it exists, but there's other challenges, other goals from different writers. So that's something you'll have to figure out for yourself what you want to do. Now there is an actual website, NaNoWriMo.org. I will have a link down in the description for this. It is a website where you can sign up. Once you create your account, you can then go in and create your project for this year. You can put a cover on it. There's all these different kind of badges you can win. You can give yourself if you've done before. There's things you earn as you write and meet certain goals during the month. And once November 1st hits at midnight, the tracker will be available for you, where you can then start plugging in your word count as you go. So you write 2,000 words the first day. You go into the website, you plug that in, it will show you exactly what you're doing it. I'm going to give you 5 tips today. Tip number 5, read. Simply put, start reading now. And more specifically, read what you want to write during NaNoWriMo. The reason why is this: you're going to see how word choice is used, flow, how a paragraph is written. I mean, obviously you should know how that is, but you're going to see how it looks on the page. You're going to see how well it's done, and that will absorb in your brain that you can then call back when you're writing. The other reason why I tell you to do this, it's Stephen King's favorite piece of advice. It's write and read. So if you're reading what you want to read now, you will be able to help that when you're writing in November. Also, possibly read some stuff on writing, structure, plot, characters. I would focus on. The point is, learning that will help as well as part of writing, and will help with my next tip. Tip number 4, plot and character. Before I get comments or anyone bitching about how I'm a pantser and you can't do any of this crap, so I'm going to address the pantsers out there. My biggest piece of advice I can give you for NaNoWriMo is simple. Know as much about the book as you can that is comfortable for you. If you are only comfortable with knowing the opening scene and that's it, great. If you can know a little bit more of the direction of where the story is going, perfect. But know as much as you can before you start writing. For the rest of you outliners out there, which is me, you want to get as much of the story outlined as possible, as detailed as possible. Now, this again goes to your nature as a writer. If you need an extremely detailed bullet for bullet for bullet for bullet for bullet for bullet for bullet, do that. My recommendation is start with the beginning, figure out the end, and then fill in the middle as you go. Once you have your outline figured out, then start breaking down a scenes list. But having a scenes list and knowing where every single scene you're going to have in that book for NaNoWriMo will help you when it comes time to write. Because in a week or two after oh, this is so great, I'm doing so well, and crap, I don't know where I'm going, and you have a scenes list, you know where you're going, and that will help. Once you have the scenes list done, start working on those characters. Figure out as much about them as you can, that will help you when you're writing. But the more you know, the better it's going to help you write that book in 30 days. Tip number 3, start world building now. Yeah, now. Only if you completed tip number 4. Yeah. Now I know what you may be thinking. My story is set in the real world. I don't need a world build. If it doesn't exist in our world today and you're going to include it in your book, you can't really research something that doesn't exist, so you have to come up with it. You can base it on real facts, or you can just make shit up. That's what I prefer to do. Now, for those of you who are writing a sci-fi or fantasy world, guess what? You're going to have to world build. The more you know about your world in advance, the easier it'll be. World build for your story. So don't build anything you don't need for the book. You're writing 50,000 words. You don't have a lot of time to spend crafting out this entire world. If you do, I hate you, and I wish I had that time myself. But most people don't. So once you have your plot done, your characters done, your story, the scenes list, and you know the story you're telling, start world building that fits that world. Know the ins and outs of the stuff you need to know. If you have a magical key, where does the key come from? Why is it magical? Where does it lead to? I could go on and on. You need to know as much about your world as you possibly can for this story. If you want to flesh out the world more beyond that, do it after NaNoWriMo. Get what you need to know for this book and move on. Tip number 2, epic score. Here's what you need to do. You need to find, create, or steal from friends and family, not actually steal the music, playlists. And prepare that so when you're writing, you have it to listen to. Wait. I know, like listening to music during your writing, it distracts me. Well, if it does, then don't have a playlist. That's the simple advice. But a lot of people like to write to music. And a lot of people will like to do is they have music for the scene that they're writing. Think of it this way. Picture a movie. You have an action scene, an epic battle happening. You want epic music playing while you're writing that battle. You have a more tender, a romantic side scene you're writing. Well, that's fine. You want more romantic music playing while you're writing that scene. This will help with getting in the mind frame of that scene. You don't want to be trying to create these playlists before the day of your writing. You want them ready to go. So all you have to go through is like, oh, action scene. Here's my action scene playlist. Go! Get that built now so you're not doing it the day of. Trust me, it sucks when you think you have some music and you don't. And finally, tip number 1, and the most important tip I can give, writing time. Do you have to work early? Do you need to get your kids on the bus? Cook dinner for your family? Get the kids to bed? Work late? The list goes on and on and on of things that you have to do throughout your day. And everyone's day is different, and finding that time to write is difficult. The first thing you should do before you do anything of my other tips I give today is this. Find your writing time. We're 57 days from NaNoWriMo. That's 57 days you have to schedule an entire month so you have a time where you can write. This will make things so much easier. Why? Simple. Let's say your time is 6 p.m. Well, at 6 p.m. you sit down and you write every single day. Every day you write at 6 p.m., this story is going to be more refreshed in your mind. You're not trying to have to figure out what's going on because it's been 2 days, 4 days, a week, 3 weeks. That sucks, by the way, for NaNoWriMo. To do this, maybe you need to set up a time, figure out what works best for you to write, and arrange your schedule around that time. Maybe your husband is the one who needs to get the kids on the bus. Maybe after school, the kids need to go to grandma and grandpa's so you have time to write. Maybe you need, I don't know, let's see what my notes say. Maybe after work you're going to go to a local cafe for an hour so you can write. Whatever you have to do, schedule this around there. And do your best to make it sure it's the exact same time every day. It works better that way. Once you have that time, make sure everyone knows that at this time, I'm writing. And that means if you interrupt my writing, unless for a 911 emergency, the house is burning down, a kid got hit by a car, the world is ending, all holy hell will rain down upon thee if you interrupt me. Now, maybe you not need to go that far, but your family, friends should know at this time I'm writing. Back off. Now, for all you out there who says it is impossible for me to write at the exact same time every single day, my life is too hectic. I have kids. They have things I need to get to, work, whatever, life, shit happens. Well, that's fine. You have 57 days to go and plan out your entire month from here out. So go and actually plan see what your schedule is on every day of the month, and find the time that will work best. And if you see days you don't have anything scheduled, plot the time that you want to write in and schedule everything around it. Before we finish up, prepare for shit to go wrong. Your babysitter for your kids is sick. Your kids can't go to the babysitter. So the time where you're supposed to be writing, you have the kids. You get called into work. You name it. Everything can go wrong. So have a backup plan just in case something that you planned for, to make sure you have your time. So if it goes wrong, you can make sure you have a backup plan. Have a backup plan for your backup plan. Have a backup plan for your backup plan for your back. This way, if you have a backup plan and a backup plan, that way you still have your time to write. But I know it's unrealistic to be able to have so many backup plans, but at least have one. And if that falls through, just try to get what you can get written with doing what you have to do. If your kids are going to be around, send them outside to play or have them do their homework saying, don't interrupt me. And just figure out a way. There will be days where things will be so fucking miserable. Writer's block, all that crap will hit. We won't feel like writing or can't think you can write. That if you have backup plan, the last thing you need is your plans to be able to go wrong and just not be able to write. And they will, so just make sure you have plans. And being prepared that your plans will go wrong ahead of time will be less stressful when they do. I know that's all confusing, but trust me, shit happens. That's all I got to you today. Wow, that's all I got for you today. Please leave a comment down in the comment section on your thoughts on my 5 tips. Please give your own tips for how to prepare for National Novel Writing Month and start preparing. If you made it to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up. Why else would you, if you got to the end of this video, why wouldn't you give me a thumbs up? Be sure to click that subscribe button and hit the notification and join the collective. I have some extra smaller videos that will be coming out on my channel very soon. I am starting to plot those videos out and they're going to go up randomly, and the only way to know when those videos go live is by joining the collective. I do post new videos like this every Tuesday in the evening. In the meantime, you can find me on social media. Be sure to check me out on Instagram. I try to post every day. I'm also going to be posting videos exclusively to Instagram on my writing trip to Pottsfield, Mass, the Hoosback Tunnel, and coming very shortly, my trip to Herkimer, New York, where majority of my upcoming novel, Seeing Through the Veil, takes place. Those will be specifically on that on the Instagram first before they get uploaded to this channel. Also, I'm going to start doing on the weekends, specifically Sundays, maybe also on Saturday if I have some free time. That's usually when I record these videos. But on Sundays, I will be going to what's the website? Scribify. I'll be going on my Scribify account. That is a website where you can post your work to get it critiqued by other writers, readers, the works, to see how well it is and get some feedback on there. I'm going to start critiquing every Sunday, at least one, maybe more, depending on how much time I have. And if you want your work critiqued, feel free to go there, join, find me. Just warn you, I'm brutally honest. Not cruel, but I'm honest. If I don't like something, I will tell you with full bluntness. But it's there to help make you better. And when you see my work on there, feel free to tell me how much it sucks, because I can't improve it if someone doesn't tell me. Beyond that, I hope you all have a great and awesome writing week, and I better see you in my next video. In other words, beyond that, bye.